Tansei, Oki, bonjour everybody. Hello. It is another fabulous Tuesday. I can't believe it's already almost November. Oh my gosh, where did the month go? So happy October, middle of October. Yeah, it's been quite a busy, several weeks, but I mean that's kind of par for the course. I mean, if you're doing good work, I think it's a good thing. So, oh, okay, Stephanie, so good to hear from you and see you. I'm just really thankful that I can share in this platform, and it's been a long day, and I was just like, I don't want to do my live stream today, but I'm gonna. So it's important to just like stick to something. And but I just wanted to welcome everybody into the circle today. I was talking with some kids today and really trying to establish like that sense of place. I think it's so important to be able to kind of create your own land acknowledgement depending on where you're from, depending on what brought your family to this land, and to really just sit with that for a few. So I know that my family, I'm actually not from Mohkinstsis, which is where I live now. I'm from Treaty 6 territory. I'm from Saskatchewan. So, and Muskeg Lake is kind of it's a little bit southern Saskatchewan. It's like almost on the border of Treaty 4 and Treaty 6. So, but it's just, that's where my family's from. And so that's where my roots are. But I feel like this is my home. And so I think it's so, so important. Oh, awesome. Yes, it is the full moon. I'm so glad to be able to share songs today. So my drums are actually in the car, so I'm borrowing my daughter's drum today, but I think that's a good thing. It's a moose drum, so of course that's that women's medicine, which is the moose. And so I just want to start by acknowledging the land upon which we stand. So here I am in Mohkinstsis, which is Treaty 7 territory, so I honor the Blackfoot of Siksika, Kainai, and Pagani. I also honor the Sorsitane from Tsutsuna, also known as the Beaver people. I love learning new things, and so when I learned that from an elder of how to say beaver, I just love to share that because it's something that you can physically put in your body, and I think that's so important. I also want to honor the Stoney Nakoda from Morley, which includes Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nations. Also, we're walking in the footsteps of Métis Region 3. This sash was gifted to me fairly recently, so I'm very, very humbled and to be able to wear it, and I'm very thankful to act as that bridge between Indigenous and non-Indigenous culture. And it's just so important to establish that sense of place, to really establish that sense of belonging, and to really be thankful for the land that we walk on. I know as an Indigenous person, I'm so thankful to be here. I'm thankful to be in the time that we're in now, where we're able to share our teachings and our songs and our stories, where we're able to wear our regalia with pride and practice our ceremonies. And I know that for many, many generations we were not able to. And so the fact that we are reclaiming this, it's such a gift. And so I'm very thankful and humbled to be able to share. And so I wanted to welcome everyone the same way I do all the time, no matter where I am, with the Cree Welcome Song. Now, traditionally when we sing songs, we sing in rounds of 4 to honor the 4 directions of the medicine wheel. But this song we sing in rounds of 3. And that's to keep the circle open and welcoming so everyone completes the circle today. Because in a circle, we're all connected. There's no beginning, there's no end. No one is greater or less than anyone else in the circle, just like in the hoop of life. So it teaches us to honor each other for those differences. Because if everybody was the same, the world would be really boring and very like drab and not as colorful. So of course, I love color. But it also, nothing would ever get accomplished. You have to think of all of the gifts that we bring to the table, and we're never going to be the same as someone else. It's such a gift to be able to share ourselves with the world, share those gifts with the world. And the best way to discover those gifts is to just reach deep within your spirit and know the gifts that Creator has given you, whether it be Creator, God, Allah, Buddha, the biggest spaghetti monster in the sky, the universe, whatever you believe in. We have these gifts for a reason, so that we can come together and serve community in a meaningful way by giving back. And so, yeah, this song really honors that. It honors everyone in the circle. It honors everybody's gifts. And it welcomes everybody in. It welcomes everybody and everybody's ancestors in as well. So often I share it around pets. They notice the ancestors coming in, that's for sure. But I thank the Natahau family from Sturgeon Lake, really, because this song has just been instrumental on my journey, and I'm so humbled and thankful for it. So I'm going to stand up to sing. Ooh, move that out of the way. All right. Me a sin, mihasen hasemina hasemina epetakote niwagomagan hota homa kitaskino miyasen miyasen hasemina hasemina epetakote niwagomagan hota homa kitaskino miyasen miyasen hasemina hasemina epetakote niwagomagan hota homa kitaskino. Hi, hi, and welcome to the circle today, everybody. Because it is the full moon, I kind of wanted to share some moon teachings tonight, just because it's such a lovely gift, and the moon is directly connected to women. So it's very humbling to have my moon time every 28 days. I got that ceremony, and it tends to actually sync up with the moon. So yeah, I'm very, very humbled to have that ceremony that I carry with me. And sorry, this is my daughter's drum, and I accidentally put one of my drumsticks in it, and I got stuck. There we go. Okay, now I have it. Awesome. So this song, well, I of course want to start with women's songs, but I'm going to start with Anage. Anage is the women's honor song. And so when we look at Grandmother Moon, she teaches us about honoring that feminine, which is a reflection of the masculine. So it teaches us that we need that feminine, we need that masculine, we need that balance of masculine and feminine, or else we wouldn't be whole, we wouldn't be one. In our nations, we have two spirit people which hold the teachings of both masculine and feminine, and they are the ones that draw community together. They bring healing, they carry all of the ceremonies, and they're able to teach and step into those roles no matter what, so they can flow effortlessly between those roles. This song in particular, the Women's Honor Song, is from Joan Henry, who is Arapaho and Cherokee. And so I'm so thankful to have learned this song and to be able to share it and to have seen the projects that she's been involved with. And it's always beautiful to see the work that people are doing in other areas, because then you don't feel so siloed, you don't feel alone in doing the work that you're doing. And so it's just a gift to be able to share that. And so this song, in it, you can kind of hear that pulse. There's like a pulse in it. And so women tend to want to pulse with, those cycles of nature, because we have that natural pulse within us, which is our moon time. It's also that natural pulse that we have that comforts, if we have a baby in our belly, we have that natural ability just to keep it safe. And so it's really about that safety of being within our mother, within Mother Earth as well, who nurtures us and takes care of us. When we pick up a baby and we're trying to console it, we tend to have this natural pulse, this natural rhythm. We always kind of bounce with it, and that just teaches us to really honor those natural cycles that just come through us. Don't challenge them, because that's when we get into trouble. But it's really about just acknowledging that we've been here for thousands and thousands and thousands of generations, for time immemorial, because we honor and respect Mother Earth. We honor and respect Grandmother Moon. We honor and respect, Grandfather Sun, and all of the life here, because we're part of it just as it is part of us. And so this is really about honoring and respecting that feminine energy and all of that pulse that's throughout nature, that rhythm that connects each and every one of us. And so this is Anagea, the Women's Honor Song. And again, she's Joan Henry, and you can find her on YouTube. Anagea, weha weha, weha no way, weha weha we, ah weha weha, ah ah ah. Anagea, weha weha, weha no way, weha weha we, ah weha weha, ah ah ah. When away, away, when away we are, when away, no way we, oh hey we are, way high, way high, way high we are. Anagea, way high, way high, way high, no way, way high, way high, way ah we are, we are, ah ah ah. When away, no way, when away we are, when away, no way we, oh hey we are, way high, way high, way high we are, ah ah ah. Anagea, way high, way high, way high, no way, way high, way high, way ah we are, we are, ah ah ah. When away, no way, when away we are, when away, no way we, oh hey we are, way higher, way high, way high we are, ah ah ah. Anagea, way high, way high, way high, no way, way high, way high, way ah we are, we are, ah ah ah. When away, no way, when away we are, when away, no way we, oh hey we are, way higher, way high, way high we are, ah ah ah. Anagea, way high we are, way high, no way, way high, way high, way ah we are, ah ah ah. Anagea, way high, way high, way high, no way, way high, way high, way ah we are, ah ah we are. So the moon controls the tides, so I would like to share the water song. Because it teaches us about that ebb and flow that life has, and it teaches us that even though, you know, sometimes the river gets really chaotic and cuts through very much of the earth, it does it for a purpose, it does it for a reason. It teaches us that in our own lives, sometimes those really chaotic times, those really hard times that we go through, they are for good reason. I heard it, I knew it as the rain song, because you can hear the rain coming down and the thunder and the lightning. And also my cousin knows it as the ocean song, because she learned it when she was on the west coast, but then she went to the east coast and she learned it again. And so she knows it as the ocean song because she can hear the ocean rocking back and forth, back and forth. And so you might hear the ocean, you might hear a river, you might hear the rain, you might hear a combination of all of those things, but what you're going to hear is just that ebb and flow, how sometimes our life is very calm and sometimes it gets pretty crazy, but it teaches us how to really honor and respect and appreciate those strong moments and those a little bit more low-key moments, because without them we wouldn't be here. And sometimes it's those crazy moments that teach us the most. And so this is the water song, and I usually teach it, so I hope you're singing along at home with me. We're going to start slow, and then we're going to get faster and faster and faster and faster, so it's like that river, that stream, or like that storm, but then we slow down at the very end. So it's so weird to have a small drum. I feel like my arm's like light. My drum is so much heavier and bigger. It's got such a different timbre. Wishita do ya, wishita do ya day. 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 Wishadneya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey. Wishita do ya, wishita do ya day. 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 Wishadneya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey. Wishita do ya, wishita do ya day. 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 Wishadneya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey ya. Wishadneya, hey ya, hey. Wishita do ya, wishita do ya day. 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 Wishadneya, hey ya, wishadneya, hey ya, wishadneya, hey ya, hey. 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 Wishita do ya, wishita do ya day. 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 And the rain, well, water song. Awesome. I should have grabbed more water. I only have ice. That's fine. So, yeah, the next song I want to share with you is the Mother Song. I learned it as the Mother Song, and actually I did a song exchange for it, and so I was really thankful to my friend Lacey, who had learned it from her elder. This is an Anishinabe song, and in it you can hear the mother calling out and the child calling back, and then slowly getting further and further away, and it teaches us really to honor all of our journeys. And I know it's really hard for parents when your kids start to grow up. I mean, mine's a grown man and he's still living at home, so I guess it's not that bad. But it's really about honoring those mothers who have struggled to keep their families together. I know that with things like the residential school and the 60 scoop, and of course now with residential school 2.0, which is the foster care system, we have lost a lot of our children to the system. We have lost a lot of our ability to mother, our ability to nurture, but we're starting to reclaim those traditional practices of motherhood and matriarchy. And so when I share this, I used to share it as a bout of sadness, but now it's more about hope. It's really about hope that all of our generations are coming back to us, and coming back to those traditional ways of knowing and child rearing. And so, yeah, this is the mother song. A friend of mine actually sent it to me as the Wildflower Song, and I'd never heard it as such before. But either way, it's really about honoring, that Mother Earth, that growth that we have as parents, and how we need to nurture each other and nurture all community. And so, this is the mother song. the next song I'm going to share, this song is the, let's do the Strong Woman song. Just because it is a moon song for sure. So it was originally known as the Turtle Song. And it's an Oji Cree song, so some Ojibwe say it's Ojibwe, and some Cree are like, yeah, it's Cree. And so it's Oji Cree. That's exactly who it belongs to, because it was shared between the nations to really honor women's medicine. It honors moon medicine because the turtle is directly connected to the moon. So when we look at the turtle, it has 28 ridges around the outside to represent the 28 days, which are in a moon cycle, which just so happen to be the 28 days within our own moon cycle. And then when we look at the back, it has 13 bumps to represent the 13 moons in a year. And every moon has a significance to teach us how to harvest, when to plant, what animals are in season, or what animals you need to avoid because it's a mating season and you don't want to mess about. But it teaches us how to prepare for those seasons, how to prepare for that. That moon will let us know when to harvest, when to plant, all of those wonderful things. So it has so many stories within the moons themselves for those 13 moons in a year. Even the cold moon, the winter moon, the wolf moon, is when the wolf howls the most. And it was said it was because they were hungry and getting ready for the season to change. But we know now that it's their way to start pairing off with mates and just get a little frisky. Not quite spring to breed, but it's starting to really come of age and show their competition stripes. But the moons will teach us that. The moons will tell us what time it is, when to get ready and when to prepare. And also it reflects our own moon cycle, which is such a gift. It's a ceremony that we have as women that we get every single month. And so when we have moon ceremonies together, it doesn't matter if you're on your moon time or not. It just honors that sacredness as women as we come together. Because when women come together, they do it to honor and share with all of the community. This is why we had matriarchal societies. It wasn't just that the women were in charge. It was that they made decisions for everybody in the nation. They made decisions for the greater whole, for everyone. So everybody got left behind, and everybody was taken care of, and everybody felt loved and appreciated. Everybody had a place, and nobody was left behind. It was so, so important. And I think now we need to go back to those traditional ways, those matriarchal ways where we're taking care of everyone and recognizing the value of everyone. It's not an us versus them thing. When we thrive together, we all thrive. And I think that's such an important teaching. It teaches us about honoring Mother Earth, because Mother Earth will... What was that? That was weird. Sorry. Mother Earth will thrive as long as we harvest in a good way. So we never just take from the earth. We never take and take because there's going to be nothing left. So it teaches us about reciprocation, always giving something back, always honoring the respect that we need to have with the earth and with our own bodies, our own being. It teaches us how, never take the first thing we see because we don't know if it's going to be the last. And really just harvest in a good way by only taking what we need, because if we take more than our share, then somebody's going to be without. And that counts for everything in life. And the moon teaches us that, the Strong Woman song is really about that embodiment of, coming back to those maternal ways of knowing, of taking care of everyone within that cycle and within that community. Because women are stronger when we lift each other up. We don't need to tear each other down. And so this song has been synonymous with the Murdered Missing Indigenous Women movement. We sing it, we drum and sing it for different events. We just did it for Sisters in Spirit. We just did it for Justice for Jackie. And we'll be, of course, doing it next weekend as well, honoring those that we have lost, because it's so important to continue to raise our voices up as women. And so this is the Strong Woman song, and I dedicate it to all of those incredible strong women that I know within my community that have suffered so much and they've lost so much, but they continue to put one foot in front of the other. And that's true strength. The people who step in and, raise their grandkids or their nieces or their nephews, or raise kids that maybe aren't necessarily theirs, but they are in your spirit, and just because we need to raise our kids in a good way. We need to raise our young men to be proud of who they are, and where they've come from. We need to raise our young women to have that respect and that honor of themselves as sacred beings. And so this is truly what the song honors and represents. So this is the Strong Woman song. When I sing it, I do it with a heartbeat, because that's the heartbeat of Mother Earth. That's the heartbeat that connects each and every one of us. It's considered a women's beat, also an honor beat. And I also raise it up a little bit every time. And to me, that's rising above any of the challenges that we have gone through. We rise above as long as we are on this road together. So this is the Strong Woman song. So the next song I want to share, since we're on this beautiful women's song train, is definitely the the Women's Warrior Song, which it's just been such an integral part of my journey as well. And so so this song is from the West Coast, so this is a sailor song, and this song was brought about during AIM, during the Oka crisis, but there were people on the front lines really defending their communities. They were defending other people's communities, which is so important, because we're all in this together. You know, this is all of our Mother Earth, and we need to protect it, because we're just borrowing it from our ancestors. We're just borrowing it from our future generations. So we got to leave it for them because it's theirs. But this is really, it was instrumental in honoring the grandmothers who were keeping those home fires burning. They were the ones making sure that everybody was taken care of, everybody on the front lines was fed, that the kids were taken care of back home. But then the RCMP thought, hey, maybe if we arrest these fellow grandmothers, the protests will stop. No, we just ended up bringing the kids out on the front lines with us. And so they arrested all of these grandmothers in BC, and they couldn't really hold them for more than a month without charges, but they still kept them in jail for a month. And then when the grandmothers came out, the community shared this song. They were singing this song, the Women's Warrior Song, for those grandmothers, because they truly are the warriors. And so a warrior is the one who stands up for what's right in their community. They don't have to necessarily fight, like, with, swords or whatever, but it's really about having integrity. It's being of service. It's standing up and giving a voice to the voiceless, honoring everyone's place in the circle and making sure that they have that space to step into. It's the ones that step into those roles that maybe aren't necessarily theirs, but they know that who else is going to do it? You got to do it. And so they're the ones that, get out of bed every morning and just work to make the community a better place, because that's truly what a warrior spirit is. And so this is the Women's Warrior Song. And the last round, we lift up our arms to honor that strength that women, all of our women. But also, it honors our Two-Spirit people too, because those are warriors as well. They've come up against unsurmountable odds, and we have come through this really dark period where we went from, honoring and revering our Two-Spirit people to, with colonization, being afraid of them, or basically it was a bad time for Two-Spirit people. You had to really hide. But now we're coming into a place where Two-Spirit people can step into those roles, those traditional roles of holding ceremony, of bringing community together, and well, I don't like to say the word art, because art in traditional ways of knowing, it wasn't art, it was just your way of being. And so this is truly to honor those warriors as well. So this is the Women's Warrior Song. I want to share the laughing song. It's been in my head all day, just because I think it's so important to laugh, whether it be at yourself. So don't take yourself too seriously. It's important to giggle at yourself, because especially when you're making mistakes. This song I learned from the Otaminque Singers. They had an album and it got stuck in my head, and then I sent them a message and they're like, yeah, for sure, just honor where it's come from. So I was like, absolutely. So this is why I always say Otaminque Singers out of Edmonton. Thank you very much. So is it out of Edmonton? No, Four Wind Singers. I'm sorry. Otaminque is the water song. My bad. So yes, the Four Wind Singers out of Edmonton. And so fabulous Cree women. Cree Métis, some of them, and so I thank them for keeping this song. It was known as the happy song because it makes you happy. It's when I was learning it with my mom, we would always laugh because we were always making mistakes, and so it's as soon as we stopped taking ourselves too seriously, that when the whole song just kind of fit into place. And so yeah, it's just about joy. It's about appreciating everything around us and recognizing the joy every day. Like if we live in gratitude every day, life just seems a little bit less complicated and a little bit more livable. And this is why you want to surround yourself with those positive people that see that beauty in who we are and where we are going. So yeah, this is the happy song, or the laughing song. And I might screw it up, and that's funny. Way high yo, way high yo, way ho, why yo, way ho, way ho, way yo, way yo, way high yo, way high yo, way ho, bear song because I was thinking, so there was a couple of bears that were spotted walking through a neighborhood in the south of Calgary. A mother and her cub, and so I was like, oh no, because I was really worried about them. It's funny, I don't worry about people as long as you don't get in the way, they don't care, but I'm more worried about what the people are going to do to the bears. And so I hope that they were found and relocated in a safe way. It's harder because we keep encroaching on more and more of their territory, and we're like, oh my gosh, why are these bears here? I'm like, how, the better question is, why are we in their territory? I think that's the better question. And so yeah, I'm just thinking a lot about the bears who are attempting to go into hibernation, but it's been unseasonably warm, and so they're like, do we not go to sleep, do we not? So they're trying to figure it out. And so because of that, their rhythms are thrown off, our rhythms are thrown off, we're thrown together, and so it's been really, really difficult. So traditionally we would watch the bear to know when the seasons are changing, but with everything that's been happening with our weather lately, I mean, the bear, I don't know, I don't feel like he's ready for winter yet. When I saw a bear when I was on my fast, he was very fat. It didn't even look like he was ready. And, oh, hey, Sonia. So it's really just about, acknowledging those rhythms that we need to go back to, that rhythm of nature, that rhythm, that pulse of nature that really guides us. And so the bear would be so intuitive to that rhythm, we would know how to get ready for our winter. And so if the bear is really fat, we would know, it's going to be cold. And so get ready for winter. But this year he wasn't fat at all. He barely looked like he was even trying to put on weight. He was just kind of going around his business. And so I was a little like, oh no, so a little worried for him, for the bear. And I'm very worried for that mom and her cub. And so when I sing this song, it's really about the teachings that the bear share with us, whether it be to how to prepare for winter, what to eat and when to eat it. They were, for a moment, considered a two-legged because sometimes they walk around on two legs. And so I think this is probably one of the reasons why we have some stories where they are our family. And I know in Blackfoot territory, they are. Bears are the family. This is why we don't use anything that has paws or claws to make drums or for hide or for food, anything like that, because we want to respect the teachings of this area, which is the bear's family. And so, because they walk around on two legs and they teach us so much. And so it teaches us about community, about how to be part of our community, how to be ourselves, because the bear knows it can only be the bear, and also timing, because it always knows when to go to sleep and when to wake up. But we need to listen to the bear because it tells us what to eat and when to eat it. Like in Williams Lake, when it didn't eat the fish, we weren't supposed to eat the fish. People who did got sick. In Banff National Park, how it ate all of the wolves that were causing damage, only the wolves that didn't belong there. So they teach us, don't put things where they don't belong. Just let nature take care of it for you. I think as humans, we think we know better, but we don't. So this is the bear song to honor that spirit within each and every one of us, that spirit of courage, that spirit of strength, that spirit of perseverance, but also to remind us now is the time where we have to go into hibernation, where we have to learn and we have to heal. And everything that we've gone through the spring and the summer and the fall, we need to digest and, really relax and meditate, or however you want to say it, because that's what the winter is for. It's for quiet reflection. And the bear taught us that. Also, it's too cold to go outside, so don't do that. I mean, not right now, but it will get too cold, hopefully. This is the bear song. And this is an Anishinabe song that I learned from a few different elders of mine. So I just honor all of them for sharing this. I know, it's one of those earworms. A lot of our songs just get like stuck in there, but oftentimes they get stuck because there's things that we need to learn. Whether it be that strength or that courage of the bear, maybe it's just that, you know, we need to take some time to reflect with a year ahead. So there's teachings in all of the songs, which is awesome. So thank you. The next song I want to share, because I just love sharing songs. I'm just like in a really songy mood, so I'm not even sharing a lot of stories today. A little bit of story, but not a lot. I wanted to share the Thunderbird because that's always been also been in my head, and I was just thinking about how much we need the storms, how much we need the rain, how much we need those teachings about moving forward, moving on, about really reflecting, but never just sitting in that, you know, miserable state, because we need to learn from our mistakes and move forward. The things that happen in our life, they happen for a reason, and the Thunderbird teaches us that. And it teaches us that if we keep looking back and keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again, the Thunderbird's going to get fed up with us and kick us in the butt. And that's exactly what, you know, it did to me with my lovely car accident, but it put me on the path that I'm on now, and I'm thankful and humbled for that. And so this is the Thunderbird song, which teaches us so much about ourselves. I think I shared the Thunderbird story last week, so it's archived if you want to go back to it, because it's a pretty rad story. And this is Anishinabe, and I learned it from a few different elders, Carrie Moore being one of them. So I'm going to share one more song before I take off, because I gotta go. I'm looking at the time. I gotta pick up my son from university. This song is always the song that I love to share at the very, very end. It's just really about it's about the journey. It's about the journey ahead. So it's got kind of that similar vibe to the Thunderbird song, but this is a little bit different. It's really about the path that's in front of us, and understanding and just trusting, just to put one foot in front of the other, and knowing that all roads will lead to home. All roads will lead to the lessons that we need to learn. And so you can take the hard road, or you can take the easy road. That's totally up to you. And I think in our society, we have this weird thing where we think if things are going too good, that it's too good to be true. But sometimes the Thunderbird, or our path ahead, if we're on the right path, things are going to get easy, and we don't have to like worry about it. Don't stress about it. Just be thankful, and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Just make sure that you're, not only being thankful, living in gratitude, but you're giving back to the community, because that's truly where we see those paths collide and come together in a good way. And so this is so that you have a wonderful week ahead. It's so that we can all move forward on this path together. It is to really honor where we're going and how we get there, but also to honor all of the teachings of everyone that we meet, because we have so much to learn from each other, and so many different ways to grow and build community together. And so it's a gift to be able to share in this format, to be able to bring those things forward. So actually I wanted to share a little bit of a teaching about star people. And so I went to an event on the weekend where we get to look up. We're looking out for star people, but star people will come when they feel like it. you can't time it, unless you're doing a huge drum circle in the middle of Olympic Plaza, or not Olympic Plaza. Where were we? We were at Eau Claire in Calgary, and yeah, it was crazy. There was a star person, and then that day we were also doing a prayer vigil, so there was lots of good intention and good energy out there that day. So that's when we got a little bit of a visit from a star person, so that was really amazing. But I was thinking more and more about when I had that visit with that star person, how they had said that things are going to be okay. Things are going to get harder before they get better, but as long as we just keep on the path that we're on now, where we're coming back to that traditional knowledge and those traditional ways of knowing and wisdom, and really taking care of each other as a community, that things are going to be okay. We have each other's back. We have each other, and we just have to, you know, trust that and honor it and just keep moving forward. And I know sometimes when we read the news and it gets a little overwhelming, but it's just having trust and having faith in each other, and having faith that, you know, everything happens for a reason, whether it be to teach us those hard lessons. So we even think about our own lives. We've had some hard lessons, but if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be the beautiful and resilient people that we are now. And so, yeah, this is truly what this song honors. I'm going to sing it in 5 rounds to honor the star people. And so, yeah, this is the traveling song. I learned it from my elder, Sharon Prue Turner, and we would do 5 rounds when I was in a sweat with her, and that 5th round was the star person round. And she's just really been in my thoughts, especially lately with all the things happening in the world. But it's really just about honoring that path and trusting, you know, there's more to life than what we see right in front of our face. So we need to go explore the world around us and beyond, not just rich people. And so yeah, I'm going to sing that in 5 rounds, not before. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Quick teaching, if you're going to put your drums down, always put them down on their backs, never on their faces. This is the face, because we always want to make sure we honor our babies, and so I'm just putting her there. Thank you again for joining me this week. Yeah, I'm going to be out and about. Please join us. There's a march on Saturday at Marlborough around 6, I think. But I'll post that and I'll share it as I get the information. Yeah, and if you have any questions for me throughout the week, please let me know. Thank you so much again for joining me, sending all of my love and message. Oh, hi, Donna. Good to see you. And thank you so much. I will see you next Tuesday if I don't see you beforehand. Miigwech, everyone. Have a beautiful, beautiful week, and I will see you all soon.